Good morning. Good morning. Mhm. Good morning. Hold on a second. I'm trying to see why this is not. Let's see if it's going live and I just can't see it. Hold on just a moment, please. Uh, Nope, it's not there. So why is it not going live? I do not know. Is it live over here? Should go live there. All right, give me just a second, guys. I'm trying to make sure I'm live everywhere I need to be live. And it's still not live there. So let me refresh the screen. Let's see what happens. All right, this time it worked. Refreshing the old screen, that helped, I think. Let me see if I can make sure if it's actually live. There we go. All right. Perfect. Let me see if I can make sure if it's all right. So let me one more thing and then we'll get started. All right. There we go. All right. So I'm happy to be here with you guys this morning. And let's see. So it is a beautiful day here in Georgia. It's already quite warm and it's going to be very warm today, but it's a beautiful day. And like I always like to say, if we wake up in the morning, it's a beautiful day and we have many things to be excited about, right? The fact that we're breathing, and if we can see, we can see and we can hear. And, even there's a lot of people that can't say yes to that, right? So I am excited to be here with you guys. And let me see where we are. If I got. So as you get here, make sure you say hello and let me know that you're here. I appreciate you more than you know. And so the title for today is When It Feels Hard, Find the Handle, Not the Exit. And so for me, I'm recovering from your surgery. Oh, yes. I thought I sent you a message the other day, but maybe I did not, to say prayers before you went in, but I apologize for that. But I'm glad you're recovering from your surgery. So today I wanted to really talk about, when things feel hard, like maybe it's going live or having a tough conversation with someone or just choosing your next step in whatever it is you're wanting to do, right? I appreciate you too, Wendy. I really do. Oh, okay. I was thinking I did, and I thought, now did I? So thanks for letting me know. I'm telling you, I had such a brain freeze yesterday that I'll just have to share really quick. And it has not a doggone thing to do with today's lesson. But yesterday I was going to visit my mom. She lives about an hour from me, and she is about to go on a cruise. And for those that don't know, I am I have been a hairstylist for over 30 years, And one of the things we learn as hairstylists is to do manicures and pedicures. That's just part of our training, or at least it used to be. I don't know now if it's still the same. Um, but I used to do a lot of manicures and pedicures in the salon, especially in the beginning. And so for Christmas, I knew my mom wasn't going and getting her nails done very often anymore. And so I gave her I created this little certificate for her for Christmas that said that I would give her a manicure or a pedicure or even both, right? And so she's going on a cruise at the beginning of August. She's leaving on August 2nd. And so she decided that she was going to wait and get her collect on her Christmas thing until right before the cruise. So I went yesterday, and I was deep in thought about a lot of things that are going on. And then I had tasks in my mind, and I stopped to get gas before I get her, right? And I I parked and I didn't want to use my card. I had cash on me. So I go to the little window and I tell them, I just want to put $10 on pump 10. And as soon as I said that, this lady behind me, she said, no, that's not right. I'm pump 10. And I turned around and looked at her and I thought, okay, well, what pump am I? So I looked over to my left, and for some reason I was thinking I was parked a little further away than I was. And I said, okay, then it's pump 13. And the cashier looked at me. She said, nope, they're pumping right now. And I said, what am I? So I look and I said, oh, there's my car. It's pump 11. So I said, obviously I'm trying to pay for everybody's gas today, but right now I can't do that. But it was just the weirdest experience because I was standing right next to the pump, right? My beautiful 104-year-old young aunt grandmother made her transition this morning. Aw, 104. That's amazing. I have a client in my salon right now that her mother lives in Canada and she's 106. And for the last 10 years, she's been telling me that she's going to Canada for her birthday because you don't know how many birthdays she's got left. So it's interesting. But I'm glad she was able to stay with you for 104 years. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And my heart goes out to you. I know even if somebody's been around for a long, long time, even if it felt like it was what they needed to do, it's still a little heart thing, right? So back to hard things, right? I know I'm getting so distracted this morning, but like I said, when things feel hard, like going live or having that tough conversation or just choosing what your next step is in life. A lot of times we get to that place where we just don't know where do we want to go now, right? Whether it's with our business, whether it's the retirement or where we live or whatever it is. And so our nervous system kind of grabs this megaphone and yells, abort, abort. Because it wants to keep us safe, right? So today we're not escaping, which a lot of times that's where some procrastination comes in, is because it's an escape mechanism, right? So today we're not escaping, we're listening. And we're going to turn discomfort into a doorway that leads to inner guidance. So I'd like to offer you, She Lived Well to the End. Oh, beautiful, Wendy. Beautiful. I bet that was amazing to see, right? I'm always looking for examples of people that lived extraordinary lives, long lives, and they had their health and their mind and everything as they aged. I'm always looking for evidence of that, right? Because we can find evidence of the contrary all the time, because that's what's in our face all the time, right? So I would like for you to reframe a little bit. So discomfort isn't an actual verdict. It's a signal. So it's high charged, high care. So we're going to change that discomfort that you may feel for whatever it is that's coming up, a tough conversation, choosing your next step, going live, whatever it is, we're going to let's translate that charge into clarity. Okay. So we're going to do like a 90-second safety reset. So what I want you to do is to name 5 things you can see. Just look around. 5 things you can see. 4 you can feel. Like I've got my cup right here, right? Let me take a sip. And 3 you can hear. Just do that real quick. And this is going to stabilize your body so wisdom can speak to you. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to, you've already named 5 things, 4 that you can feel, 3 you can hear, 5 things you can see, 4 you can feel, 3 you can hear. And then we're going to breathe in slowly and then exhale twice as long. So if you're breathing in for a count of 5, you're going to breathe out for a count of 10. And that means you have to go really slow, right? But there's a purpose for that. It's the way it resets your system. So I want you to do 3 rounds of that. Breathe in, exhale. And you can do it through your mouth or through exhaling through your mouth or your nose. There's so many different things that people say. So some people say that you can tap into or release stress faster if you breathe it out through your nose, and others say through your mouth. So I say do whichever one feels like it gives you that release. And then I want you to imagine this peach gold glow that's just coming into your body. Maybe it comes from above, maybe it kind of slides in from the side, but just imagine it. Warms your chest, spreading to your throat and to your hands. And then I want you to name this. Whatever's going on, is it anticipation, exposure, uncertainty? Remember, we're looking at whatever was going on, whether it was that you were feeling hard, that it was going live, a tough conversation, or your next step, whatever it was. Why is that? Was it anticipation about what was going to happen? Exposure, that you were afraid somebody was going to say something or laugh at you? Or maybe it's uncertainty. It is not knowing how things are going to work out, right? So you'll name it. So this is, and then say whatever it is, anticipation, exposure, uncertainty. And then I am safe enough to choose. So go ahead and do that now. Now, whether you're watching live, which thank you so much for being here live, or whether you're watching the replay, play right along and do the steps because it's going to really help you. So go ahead. This is uncertainty, and I'm safe enough to choose. And then just kind of notice the shift that comes in. And maybe it's the exposure, maybe it's the anticipation, whatever it is, go ahead and name that now. Now we're going to be kind of talking to our body, heart, head council. So that's our inner team. And when our inner team is kind of going head to head and not congruent, we have this internal dialogue that's going on, this internal fight within us about what we should do. And have you ever had that moment where you said, a part of me wants to do this and then a part of me doesn't? It's because your body, your heart, and your head were not all in the same space. They were not in agreement, right? And as a hypnotist and a life coach, that's called parts work. And I help people with that all the time. So we'll ask each one. And then if you've got a piece of paper, I want you to put down the first words that come to mind. Not the ones that are what you feel like you would like the answer to be. I want you to be gut-wrenchingly honest with yourself. So we're going back and we just named what it is, this anticipation, exposure, or uncertainty. And we said, I am safe enough to choose, right? So we could shift from static to the signal that we want. So now we're just trying to get every piece of us okay with it. So first, we're going to go with your body sensations. So I want you to answer this question. And remember, be perfectly honest. Don't critique it. Don't change the answer because you don't think it sounds good. So here we go. What happens in me when I imagine doing it? So when you imagine whatever it was, whether it was having the conversation, whether it was knowing what to do next, or going live, whatever the issue was, the thing that was hard, what happens in me when I imagine doing it? So it could be something like you feel heavy, you feel tight, you feel loose, you feel like you're going forward, you feel like you're going back, you feel what's happening in you. And just write down the first thing that comes to your mind. And then the next one, and this is your heart. What matters most here? Write that down, the first thing that pops in your mind. Even if it doesn't sound politically correct, even if it sounds like it doesn't have a doggone thing to do with anything. You guys are used to doing this from the affirmations and journal prompts, right? So this is just really getting some of those journal prompts to benefit you right here. So the first one was your body. So that's the sensations that you feel when you think about it, right? What happens in me when I imagine doing it? And then the heart, that's our values. What matters most here? And then we go and we tap into what the head, and that's the strategy. What's the smallest smart step that honors my body and my heart in this right now? And so if your body says it's contracted, I don't know, you shrink the step until it feels neutral to move forward. Because wisdom loves doable. So we're going to look at, how do you feel contracted or expansive? On a scale of 0 to 10, where are you? Where 10 means I'm so ready for expansion, and 0 means that I am stuck. I am contracting. And when you look at that, where are you in that space? You write that number down between 0 and 10. And if you're at a 6 to a 10 on the expansion, then you can move forward easily But if you're not, if you're below a 6, then it's kind of time to settle in and help your body, your heart, and your head to feel safe with whatever it is that you're wanting to do, right? So, one of the things that's really good to know is that a lot of times we're afraid to move, period, right? And that may not be you, but there may be something in your world that you're kind of constricted on a little bit and you don't know what to do. So, action actually creates evidence that it's okay to move. And then the evidence kind of quiets the fear. So, it's like, I remember when not too just recently, I had entered a speaking competition. Well, I didn't really get to do the big speaking because I didn't get accepted into the competition, but that's okay. But it was even a little uncomfortable just getting to that place because it was like, whoa. I remember thinking, well, what if they accept me and then I have to do this speech? I remember thinking, why do I want to do this? I remember thinking, um, who's going to want to hear what I have to say, right? And and so those were the different things that were going on in my mind. And I will say, a few years ago, if all of that had happened, I would have done nothing. I would not have sent in the application. I would not have even tried because all of those things were like contracting me, right? But now that I've been doing this work long enough, I thought, what's the worst that could happen? I could go, I could do my speech if I got accepted. And the worst that could happen was that I didn't win. Well, there was no big deal, right? And I decided that it was worth it to take action and move forward. And so then what I had for me was evidence that I didn't die, right? I did it. It didn't matter that I didn't get accepted. There were thousands of people that registered to be part of it, and they only had, I think it was 100 spots. I don't even remember. It might not have been that many, but there were thousands that applied. So I was in very good company with people that didn't get on, right? So we're looking for evidence that's going to quiet your fear a little bit. So I want you to set a timer for 2 minutes and do a micro version. And if it's going live, then you're going to open the live and speak an intro. You're going to draft your first sentence of your message and outline 3 bullets for the conversation, right? So let's say it was that you don't know what to do next, right? So then you would do a micro version. So it would be you make a list of the things that you're looking at. What are you trying to choose from? And then you go ahead and you look through the list, and then you pick 3 that you kind of like. And then you're going to figure out of those 3, you're going to sample a little bit of each one and see which one feels the best. So we're going to answer 3 questions about it. We're going to ask ourselves, and these you're going to journal on these. Do I feel more open or more tight through that process? And that's kind of analyzing your energy around it. because the energy and the way you feel during the process is important to notice, right? Do I feel more open or more tight? And then the next one is, what did I learn about what I actually want? What did I learn about what I actually want? Because a lot of times we want what we've been taught we're supposed to want, or we want what helps others and not necessarily ourselves. Especially us as women, right? We tend to be more nurturing and making sure everybody's okay, right? And then the last one, what is the very next 2-minute step that you can take? And you can take a moment to just kind of breathe. Now, once you've got these written down, and you can come back to this and do this later if you're here live, I want you to close your eyes if it's safe to do so. And then I want you to see the hard thing that you said in the beginning that was plaguing you right now. I want you to see it in front of you like it's a door. And then you're going to breathe in and breathe out. And you're going to breathe out that longer pause. You're going to see that peach golden glow in your chest, right there in your chest. And you're going to listen to your body. And you're going to ask it, show me the first honest cue. And then you just, if you want to, put your hand on your heart and just allow that answer to come. God speaks to us in so many different ways. Just allow it to come. Show me the first honest cue. And then I want you to hear your heart speak now. What matters most right now in this situation? What matters most? And then allow your head to answer with the next single step. Whisper to yourself, I move by inches and arrive by grace. I move by inches and arrive by grace. And when you're ready, open your eyes and write the next step in whatever it is that you were working on. Now, I'm going to share with you some little prompts that might help you from here. Well, if you do them, that will help you from here. We all have something a little bit hard that we're wanting to do. We're on Earth. We're human, right? What is your thing? So the first prompt is name your hard thing in 7 words or less. If you need to, just write down what the prompts are, and then you can come back and fill that in later. And then the second one is your body, your heart, your head said what? What did it say to you? And then the next one is my 2-minute trial is blank. What is the 2-minute thing that you're going to do to move the needle, the inch by inch? Now, I'm going to share these prompts in the group. And what I'd like you to do, if you want to, you can post your answers in the group for these prompts. And if you do, I would love it if you would go in and look at, see what other people have said and cheer them on. Now, we don't want to be fixing anybody. We don't want to be saying, well, do this or do this. We don't want to give them any direction, because this is for you to figure out. This is for your encouragement, your joy, your movement, right? And yours and somebody else that's going through something can be very different. So all we want to do is not try to fix anybody. We want to cheer everybody on. It's very different, right? So hard is not a stop sign, it's a handle. That's how we started this thing, right? So we're going to grip it gently. We're going to breathe longer than the fear and move 1 delicious inch. 1 delicious inch. And the thing is I say this all the time, small hinges swing big doors. It's the small little steps that create exponential growth. What is that old saying? Inch by inch, it's a cinch, right? And a lot of times we hold ourselves back because we're wanting the big move. We're wanting the big catapults, and we're wanting to jump into another timeline. We're wanting to make this instant. But a lot of times, if you move too fast, you can't sustain it because you haven't given your body, your mind, your heart, your subconscious mind, you haven't given it the opportunity to shift. And, we talk about this a lot. People who win the lottery, most of the time, they've lost every bit of it and in worse shape within just a couple years. Some it might take a little bit longer, but they didn't get the mindset and the belief that they deserved it, the belief that they could take care of it. They didn't have any of the tools to help them. And so by slowing this down and really diving into what is the hard things that you're wanting to do in 7 words or less, by diving in and looking at it in simplicity, and then going through these different prompts helps you to shift that belief a little bit. Now, I help people with that all the time. So if you want personal support installing these practices, you can schedule a call, and we can see how it would look to work together. Or you can even DM me guidance, and I'll send you the booking link. You let me know what works for you. And you can always get me on my link tree. So that's linktr.ee/Vicki Poole. And Vicki and Poole both have an E in it. So let me see if there's any questions over here. Thank you, Anne Marie. Good to see you over on Instagram. Thank you so much for being here. Now, any questions right now before we close up for the day? Let me look and see. Remember, hard something, when you find out that something's hard, it's not a stop sign. Everything is hard before you know how to do it, right? Everything. But the cool thing is you can move forward and create exponential change little bit by little bit. And if you need help, I'm more than happy to have a conversation with you and see how I can help you. All right. So if there are not any questions, let me look back over here. Thank you. Thank you. Did you have any questions about that, Anne-Marie? I think you're good with this. But one of the things that I know in my heart is that life itself is delicious. And so I ask you to look about your life today and just taste all the beautiful nuances of every single thing that's there. And you have a blessed day. And remember, life is delicious. Mwah. See you guys.